So Sparking Zero just dropped. Well, technically it didn't just drop. I'm making this a day late. I spent majority of the last 24 plus hours playing, Sparking Zero since it had just come out. But I figured, hey, about time I made a video on it since, I've played it a fair bit and, well, it is the newest popularest thing. So, of course, I gotta do something that's gonna piss people off, because that seems to be all I'm good at doing these days. But I have a few gripes about the game. Very minor stuff. The $30 two DLCs for the anime soundtrack is definitely my biggest of complaints with the game. I'm just baffled that $15 wasn't enough for all of those tracks, or the fact that they weren't included in any of the $100 plus bundles. So it's, a little weird to me, but, who am I to complain that Bandai wants their money, but, I wouldn't expect that, the IP would be that expensive to license, the music when you're already licensing all of the characters for this game, and I assume there's some kind of an agreement between Bandai and Toei, but, what the hell do I know? But one of my other main complaints is the menus are a little awful. Namely the character selection menu. And this is one of my very minor gripes, like I was saying. I feel like it could have been a little more streamlined, make it a little easier to find what you're looking for, and I'll put that here in a second. Um, you kind of have to scroll for a bit, and you scroll past like 6 different, versions of Goku, and then a bunch of different, Vegetas, and then some Gohans, and some Trunks, some Friezas, and, you scroll past different variants of one character. And this plays into what I was saying, to a couple of my friends. I'm like, yeah, it has, a huge 100, plus character roster, but no, I know it's a joke at this point, but yeah, it really is just a bunch of Gokus, a bunch of Vegetas. It's kind of like Smash Brothers and Echo Fighters. They are more visually different than they are mechanically. So the way the game works is that everybody has access to what I call 2 generics, which are based kind of more around their class. Are they a giant? Are they, a Super Saiyan? Various things. Sometimes that's a buff. Sometimes it's, an instant transmission or something like that. And then they have a 2 special options, which are special moves specific to their character is the wrong way of phrasing it, but their character as well as like their transformation or fusion. So, like one version of Goku might have, X Kamehameha, or, another one might instead have Super Kamehameha, or something of the like. Like, maybe one of them has Dragon Fist, something like that. And then they all have access to a sparking attack. So that's, a special, fully powered up and using a full, bar, as well as, I forget exactly what the meter is called, but ability meter or whatever it was called. I didn't bother reading it. I just know how to use it. I paid very great attention to all of the tutorials. I'm really good about that. But basically you get, access to those moves regardless of what, person you pick and what transformation or fusion. I feel like they could have dumbed this menu down a fair bit to picking which, fusion based or transformation based on just selecting the character, and then a submenu comes up asking you which, transformation or fusion. That would have been a lot easier, in my opinion, than the massive scroll that you have to do. And then on top of that, there's the gripe that I've said. That's not really 180 characters. Not really. When you get down to it, I feel like it's a little weird. We have Champa's theme in the game, and we have Beerus and Whis. We don't have Champa. To me, that's a little weird. And, maybe a lot of this will get fixed with DLC down the line, and we know there is DLC coming. But, it would have been nice to, see them care at all, really, about making an actually expansive roster. I mean, it's nice that we have all of these, character options, but then there's the cosmetics. It's like, all right, you can already sustain battle damage in the match. Giving me various different states of cosmetic battle damage to my character right off the bat is nice, but you're asking a bunch of Zenny, the in-game currency, to unlock this, and on top of that, there's not really all that many alternate outfits, is I guess how I'd phrase it. Like, you've got Raccoon with, like, his, like, beat up and just destroyed unitard, I guess is what it would be. And then you've got, like, Ten Shinhan with various different, like, oh, now here's his mountain one, here's his crane skull one. That's cool, but it's like, Goku doesn't have anything of the sort, and a bunch of characters don't. Like, where's my Badman Vegeta, or my taco shirt Krillin, or my farmer outfit Goku? I know that's another really minor complaint, but it's like, when you give me, these options, for changing how a character looks in a match, it would be nice to, have more than just what we got, which is cosmetic battle damage. And then there's other things, like, why when I go into a lobby, can I not, fight somebody else if there's 4 people there? Why do 2 people have to wait while 2 people fight? That's a little weird. Games like Strive have figured this out years ago. But, what do I know? Maybe it was too complicated for Bandai. Who knows? So, there's a lot of things like that where they're very minor gripes. But on the whole, I think, these very minor issues aside, Sparking Zero has been fantastic. It's been phenomenal. I'd say it's definitely one of the best games that's come out this year, and given that it's like the first big just fighting game in the Dragon Ball IP for, I want to say, about a decade, that's great. And, honestly, can't wait for it to full release so more people can play it.